fighting for their independence, dignity and honor. I'm not going to name all the countries, you know them. Angola, Mozambique, Cape Verde, even in the case of the Eritrean conflict. For us, all African peoples are brothers. We are 54 countries. The Western Sahara is the only African country at the moment that is still under foreign occupation. The only African country. The Western Sahara is a member of the Parliament of the African Union. There is a resolution by the United Nations. Also, decisions were made by the African Union so that these people can exercise their right to self-determination. Nothing more, nothing less. So this is an issue within Africa and within the African Union. Would you please be brief? We are dealing with amendments. I understand the importance of the issue. Please be brief because others wish to take the floor as well. I know that you understand very well and that you understand our emotions and our nostalgia. When I referred to Nelson Mandela, Oliver Tambo, Cabral Lumumba, Félix Moumié from Cameroon, when I referred to all these heroes who left us, I talk with I speak with emotions as an ex-combatant of the Liberation War. I was the Secretary General of the Association of African Students in Europe, and I have always defended the African cause, and I have an African soul. When I'm really saddened when we address this issue under another angle. I understand the concerns of our brother from Burundi with regard to the UN resolution. But as long as this problem persists, Africa will have an issue to address. That's why we support this proposal 11 in this communique. Thank you.
Oui. Vous avez la parole.
I have the floor.
I fully understand the sentiments expressed by a colleague from Algeria, but I fully support what Burundi said, because we are making resolutions here which are related to the deliberations of this conference. So this matter was never part of this conference. So really, I think we should leave it out, important as it is. Maybe it will find a place in another meeting.
Merci. Autre intervention?
Thank you. Any further comments? Yes. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, I thank my colleagues. I believe that the context to address the issue of building the African continent and to move forward with the Agenda 2063 requires considering the obstacles on the way of this African strategy, which is vital and important. On such basis, I took the floor yesterday to address three issues that need to be addressed seriously and in a responsible manner. This is going to be the basis for African Renaissance, to achieve the African dream for peace, security, and stability. These are interdependent issues, as you all know. Peace not at any cost, not any type of peace. We want fair peace and a stability that is based on good governance and good management. People need to feel that they live in dignity and in freedom, particularly in the current situation. In my understanding, security is at the forefront of the war against terrorism, extremism, and organized crime. All these conditions have to be met in Africa in order to eradicate all the obstacles on the way of building Africa in relation to different issues. On such basis, allow me to say that the context that my colleague from Burundi addressed is actually appropriate, completely appropriate, and we need to talk about these issues. Here, I wish to indicate that the Sahrawi Republic, and as I indicated yesterday, its parliament in May 2016 ratified the Papa Protocol. Part of this country is still under occupation, and this is an obstacle to the implementation of this treaty in my country. Development is impeded by occupation. In spite of all this, I did not ask you to condemn the occupation or to support the call for further sovereignty for the Sahrawi Republic. We did not ask for condemning all the violations of human rights inflicted upon our people. I strongly believe that the appropriate way to raise this issue is to consider it within the attempt to get rid of all the obstacles that prevent the implementation of African decisions to achieve African renaissance. Our aim is to deal with some legal provisions made by the United Nations when it comes to the Western Sahara. I believe that it is our responsibility, and since we are meeting here, it is our responsibility to facilitate and support the efforts of the African Union to lift the obstacles on the way, such as the need for a referendum in the Western Sahara in order to be able to end instability and reduce the risks of confrontation in Africa. We have issues in Mali, Tunisia, and other countries, and all of these issues have to be taken into consideration. We believe that to argue that the context is inappropriate cannot be justified. What we should be careful about is that if there is an addition in keeping the attention of Africa and African leaders and the world about peace and security and conflict resolution in the continent is really welcome. And we need to add something to express solidarity with our brothers and sisters in Burundi. Therefore, we need to be positive and constructive, and we need to add something. And I believe that we need to deal with this issue in an open manner. We should be forward-looking, and we can all of us cooperate pool our efforts to advance the cause of our continent. This can only be achieved through peace and security in the continent. That's why I support the argument of Burundi in its second part to express our concern for this high level of conflicts in Africa. Our aim is to achieve our dreams in the continent. Thank you.
Autre intervention?
Any further comments? Yes.
My name is Abdulaziz Abdullah Mohammed. I'm a member of Pan-African Parliament. I'm the chairperson of the Eastern Caucus. I'm representing the Speaker of the Somali Parliament. And the issue of Sahrawi, it's a very delicate, sensitive issue. Pan-African Parliament sent a mission, fact-finding mission to Sahrawi, 2011, and I was part of that mission. And what we saw was really unacceptable. The way Sahrawi people suffer and the conditions that they are living in. And there was a resolution here at PAP, and after that mission. And the only way out of this conflict is referendum. There is no other way. There is no otherwise. The only way out of this conflict is referendum. Morocco has to accept people of Sahrawi to decide their future. And I think Africa